Yo, what is good, Crew Nation? Y'all already know it is your boy Jay on this beautiful Sunday night, fresh off the Super Bowl. Big congrats to the Seattle Seahawks. And honestly, that wasn't much of a Super Bowl. We all know while the score read, what was it, like 29-14 or something like that? That's not what the Super Bowl was about at all. That Super Bowl was over when that score read 20 or 19-0. That Super Bowl was over when the Patriots couldn't score a single field goal in the first half. That Super Bowl was over once they allowed the Seattle running back to get over, what do you have, over 150 yards, 135 yards, second most yards behind Terrell Davis, one of the GOATs when we talking about the Super Bowl. Like, man, that's crazy. Hey, what's good, Jay? Man, I'm good. Just out here in these Super Bowl streets. You know what it is. Just out here living a little bit, man. Doing what I need to do. But did you watch the Super Bowl? Let me know. Did you watch the Super Bowl? How was it? Who'd you think? Do you think the person who won was supposed to win? That's what I'm talking about right now. That's kind of what I want to know. Was rooting for the Seahawks. So here's the deal. I think a lot of people were rooting for the Seahawks. And this is exactly what the Patriot faithful get, or this is exactly what the Hall of Fame voters get for disrespecting Bill Belichick's and Robert Kraft's name like that. There is no way that you get allowed to win another Super Bowl. And I mean, I'm tying it to the voters, and I don't know if they got anything to do with the Patriots, but like, wasn't it awfully weird leading up to this? I mean, you got Tom Brady not saying who he's rooting for, Bill Belichick, who's an obvious Hall of Fame coach, being in a situation where he was not granted entry into the hall, clearly a first ballot Hall of Famer. And then Robert Kraft, when you're talking about as an owner, 6 Super Bowls, I want to say they've been to 10. People are going to try to resolve this or try to point this to, well, you had Tom Brady. But my thing is this: while that is accurate and while that is in fact the truth, no coach wins without having great players, right? Michael Jordan or Phil Jackson, rather, is one of the most, or is the most winningest coach when we talk about winning NBA championships of all time. I believe Phil Jackson has somewhere like 11 championships. Is it 11? No. He has 6 with the Bulls and 5 with the Lakers. Yeah, 6 and 5, 11. He has 11 rings, okay? But while he is praised for how great he is as a coach, he doesn't receive that praise, that love, and that adoration without a Michael Jordan, without a Scottie Pippen, without a Shaq, without a Powell, without a Kobe, without an Andrew Bynum. He does not get that without that. Who was that won that championship in Cleveland? Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue is a great coach. We've seen him coach the Clippers right now. We know that that's a whole mess going on with James Harden leaving. But we see that Tyronn Lue is a great coach, but Tyronn Lue don't do anything without having LeBron like that. That's obvious, right? While Steve Kerr is an excellent coach, Steve Kerr, and he is an NBA champion as a member of the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan. He doesn't get those ships without the Splash Brothers. He doesn't get those without at least Steph Curry. So if we are holding Belichick accountable or giving him an asterisk because he didn't win without Tom, and it is believed that he cannot win without Tom, then at that point, it should go for everybody. But that's not the way. One thing that I do know that is different, and one of the things that I have found out and realized in what I'm watching is that football and basketball is extremely different. The NBA and the NFL, while both are professional sports and they both get a lot of commercial time, they are extremely different. I'm not talking about the numbers when we talk about playoff games being watched and Super Bowl versus the NBA Finals. I believe it's like somewhat 50 million to watch a Super Bowl versus like 16 to 20 million watching the NBA Finals. There is no comparison when we talk about the biggest professional show in modern sports or in sports or in America or in the world. Well, I don't know. We talk about the World Cup. I guess the World Cup would beat out the Super Bowl, but past the World Cup, it's the Super Bowl. So there is no comparison there. But when we talk about the way that your Hall of Famers are treated, when we talk about the way that how much it counts on if you won a ring or not. There are plenty of people in the NFL who are former players who are regarded as to be some of the GOATs and never tasted or won a championship. You think about somebody like a Michael Vick, right? Michael Vick will go down as one of the greatest icons to ever grace an NFL stage because culturally he was it. When we talk about athletically, he was it. He was kind of the one that made the NFL adjust to his play style, Cam Newton as well, and all of that. So without having a ring, Dan Marino is one of these people as well. Without having a ring, he's still considered a legend. He's still considered a great. He's still probably going to get into the Hall. Is he not in the Hall yet? I don't even think he's there. The dog thing might mess him up. But for all intents and purposes, he's one of the ones that hasn't tasted a Super Bowl victory, has not tasted having a ring, and yet he's still considered a great. But you think about people like a Charles Barkley. Those who know NBA, those that actually know basketball will tell you that the round mound of rebound, Mr. Sir Charles Barkley, there is no comparison to what he brought and who he was. Mr. Charles Barkley is, in fact, an NBA legend who really gave people that work. But because he did not win a ring, he gets swept under the rug. People don't know or truly appreciate how great Charles Barkley was. But when we talk about the NFL and we talk about these pro players, it is not like that. And I think that has a lot to do with the NFL being the ultimate team sport. You can have a number one quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks in the league. However, if you do not have a good roster around him, it's not going to work out for you. We saw this happen with Josh Allen. Josh Allen went out there, best quarterback in the playoffs, yet because he didn't have a line, because he didn't have enough enough help, well, he was sitting at home. By no fault of his own, he could have did some better things. But the fact of the matter is that because football is the ultimate team sport, it takes more than one or two players to get you over that hump. You truly have to build a roster with very few holes. When we talk about the NBA and we talk about basketball, one, maybe two players can get you over the hump. People are going to tell you that you need a supporting cast. And in today's time, none are more valuable than a great role player. But a team full of role players is not going to get it done. You need an alpha. You need somebody who's in that MVP leaderboard. You need someone who's going to call out the team that when they need to be called. You need someone that when it's the fourth quarter, when it is the clutch moments, you need someone that you can call on and ride them for their victory. When we talk about the NFL, it is not the same. Yes, you need a quarterback that can deliver in clutch moments, but we've seen when we talk about Trent Dilfer and to a lesser degree and Eli Manning, when we talk about these people, they needed their team. They weren't the, jump out of the pan type of quarterbacks. They were the ultimate game managers, and they were able to win Super Bowls. In Eli's case, 2 Super Bowls, because it is a BBL Drizzy for the Seahawks. But yo, Crispy, what is good, my guy? How you doing, Con? Good to see you, my bro. But yeah, when we talk about when we talk about people, or we talk about the NFL versus the NBA, it is extremely different. When we talk about the NFL, you have to have a solid defense if you want to win the Super Bowl. We just saw it with the Seahawks, right? That dark side defense, the second coming of the Legion of Boom, holding it. I don't care if you let them score in the fourth quarter. Quarters 1 through 3, no points. None? Zilch? Settle? Come on, man. That matters. But you still have to, on the other side, have a quarterback that can at least get first downs. You still have to, on the other side, have a quarterback that can at least put the ball in a playable position to where y'all have the area to get field goals. So proper quarterback play matters, but you have to have a coach or a play caller who knows how to draw this up and knows how to adjust within a game. You don't have to have a good coach. Tyronn Lue didn't have to do anything in the NBA. You have LeBron. Phil Jackson, his philosophies may be great. He may tell people or teach, how to play as a unit or how to get the most out of them. But come on, man. It's not really all about that. So when I say that these leagues and these positions are different, I mean it in that aspect. So big shouts out to the Seattle Seahawks for that W. One of the things that I'm finding out about professional sports as I continue to do a lot of research and a lot of digging is that professional sports aren't as pure as we want to believe that they are. I'm not talking about the doping. I'm not talking about, people taking certain things and getting suspended like a Paul George. I'm talking more or less about what we were taught growing up when we were playing sports in high school. And I don't know college. I didn't get to play in college, but I've heard about those playing in college. When we talk about professional sports, it is about the money. And I touched on this the last time that I streamed. A lot of people or a lot of organizations don't care about winning. They only care as long as people are showing up to the games, as long as people are paying their entry fees to get into the stadium, as long as merch is flying off the shelf, as long as TV networks are speaking on them. They could care less about actually winning ships because they're making their money. Well, what is winning a championship going to do for them? I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I do not believe that Jerry Jones cares about winning a Super Bowl. Not for real. Nor does he care about winning in the playoffs. Not for real. He's America's team. He was able to bust down the door and create his own lane and create his own sponsorships and create his own version of NIL and have different things like that. He has Jerry's World, which is a stadium that is utilized for much more than just the Dallas Cowboys. And I know that's with multiple stadiums across the league, but we're not talking about all the stadiums. We're talking about AT&T Stadium. Jerry does not care. Jerry's pockets will continue to be fat. And for the fan, it sucks because we still ride on and he comes and he gives us his little run around to the point where we believe it and we suck it up for another year. And then we become delusional again for another year after that and after that and after that. And I like to say that I am a Cowboys fan, but I'm a Cowboys realist, and I understand what it's going to be. And when I say I'm starting to notice that these professional sports are more about entertainment, we understand the TV deals and the radio deals and the sponsorships and the partnerships and everything that they have going, people sponsoring the league completely. When we talk about Nike and the NFL, and we talk about Nike and the NBA, different things like that. We understand that all of this, getting in bed with the networks, the NFL and ESPN now have a partnership. We understand that this all helps grow the game, and it's all about what can we profit out of this.